Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be changing out a fuel pump in this Ranger. Since my daily is down, the little Geo, then driving my Ranger. First thing you want to do is get the bed all cleaned up. So get all my stuff out the back, have access to the bed bolts, and slide the bed back. With the bed all clear, we're going to take some liquid wrench and blast these bed bolts. While we wait for the liquid wrench to find its mark, we're going to disconnect the taillights. You just come under here. Find your plug, unplug it. Then you want to disconnect your fuel filler. So he's using a 7mm. Get these off. With the 3 screws out, you just pop that sucker down in there. Out of sight, out of mind. Now time to break the bed bolts loose. For that I'm going to use an impact because I don't play around. These bolts do take a star bit. I've got attached to my impact using a reducer. I like to live dangerously. We're just going to blast these things out. Now the bed's ready to come off. What you want to do is grab a buddy. Hey buddy, want to help me get the bed off my truck? Now it's light. And it's got to lift it back, kind of back up a little higher, and it's got a lift in the front as well. So we'll lift it up and just kind of scoot it back. Got it? Oh. Right? I'm just going to scoot back like a foot maybe. See, that's enough. Yeah, it's plenty of room right there. Okay. Perfect, thank you. Okay. And that's what went bad. With the bed up, it gives access to the fuel tank. This is the fuel sending unit and fuel pump. You just need a screwdriver to pop off these little high pressure hoses, but before we do that, I'm just going to blow it off with my little air gun to get all the crap out of the way. Get the little lines popped off. Don't be stupid. That's one. That's 2. And then these lines come right off. Then we're going to want to get something to pull this actual unit off. I can do it by hand. Nope. You big enough? tight jar right there. There she goes. And it doesn't look like the little bag is messed up. It's not clogged. This actually seems to be a relatively new fuel pump, or definitely a remanufactured one. Could have just been dirty switches up top. But anyway, we'll put the new one in because my gas gauge wasn't working. Get yourself a new gasket. Get the dirt out of the way without dropping it into the fuel tank. And one thing I forgot to mention on these on these replacement pumps, make sure these wires are good. This one is actually loose, so I'm gonna crimp it down with some pliers. Right into the hole you go. There she goes. Alright, so this one actually has tabs that it sits in. Cool. So get those tabs in there. There she goes. Go and just give her a couple snugs. Fuel sending units in, / fuel pump. I'm gonna put some connection grease scrap on it just to keep the plug in good shape before I get tore up by mosquitoes. Yeah, grease is good. Now we're going to take these lines, put them back on the way they came off. Ooh, jeez. And since I just got a new fuel pump in, I'm going to put a new fuel filter in there. Cheap and easy to replace. Just crawl under here. Forget your screwdriver. And it's right along the frame rail. Up here. Right here. So we're just going to take the hose clamp off and get it out of the way. So you don't even need to fully take it off because they're not fun putting back on. This is much easier to do on a 2-wheel drive out of the drive shaft right here. Also, an older model of Rangers, that is 88 and older, they have an inline fuel filter or fuel pump that you can just get to on the frame. Oh shoot! Make sure you get the flow arrow right so it flows from the tank to the engine, and it's also got this little groove it fits into. I always like to use new clips as well. Oh, man. Come on, clip. That was actually the longest process of the whole work so far. So before we put the bed back on, I wanted to listen to see if the fuel pump will actually prime. And then see if she'll start. Good. With the bed back in place, it's just as simple as putting the bolts in, and bolts will kind of line it up as you go. Bolt. like to hand start them. Then you bolt your filler back up. All right, with that, this truck's good for probably another, I don't know, 30,000 miles or so for the next breakdown. A couple reasons your fuel pump might be bad. It doesn't prime. Reasons to take the bed off. Your fuel pump may not prime. Your fuel pump could be worn, which causes a drop in fuel pressure, which will affect your gas mileage and your power. I mean, Rangers don't have much power to begin with, so any loss of power is extreme. For mine, I didn't have a gas gauge and it wouldn't prime that well. It would take forever to start, and then if I had the AC on and trying to go up a boat ramp, it would die and leave me stuck at the boat ramp. So new fuel pump, this thing should be ready to go. Thank you for watching. Just got to put my tailgate and put everything back in the bed. I hope this helps you if you have any issues. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Keep the Rangers going.